Come on in, everybody. Welcome in. I'm going to setting this up on the computer. Talk amongst yourselves. What's up, Darren? Good to see you, man. Get my computer all lined up. There we go. There we go. Coming in, coming in. Very good day, man. Very good day. What about you? How was your day? How your day was? Come on in, everybody. Let's get this chat filled up. Let's see who comes in tonight. Shit. I'm trying to get this thing just right. How's that angle, everybody? What you think about that? Busy day, huh? Good, man. Busy is good. Productive days. The idle mind is the devil's workshop, brother. That's the good Lord blessing you with purpose and fulfillment. Take advantage of that. But good, glad to see everybody. Let's see who comes in. We'll get started. Everybody, welcome to the Proud Masculine live stream. May the 7th. I told somebody the date today and they flipped out. So did I. It's May 7th. We're damn near halfway through the year 2025. Think about that. Also think about what have you done with this year? We 5 going on 6 months in. What have you done? Or what have you put off? You know, that should be a really good list to make. All the things you had prepared to implement in 2025. What have you actually done? Something worth taking a look at. I like the idea of New Year's resolutions. It's just, I don't know. I like setting resolutions and having purposeful things to do anyway. Setting goals and pursuing purpose. But it doesn't have to be January 1st to improve yourself. Whether it's getting in shape, learning a new skill, learning to pick up women, starting a little business, changing certain things about your life, working on some things. You can do that anytime. What's up, TKO? Darren says, I'm taking 2 weeks off just to take some day trips. Good, man. Take care of yourself. Live it up a little bit. You're a hard worker. No reason you shouldn't step back and enjoy it for a minute. I should do the same thing. I just don't. What's up, TKO? That's good, man. I like to hear that. You deserve it. You're a hard-working, good dude. Yeah, so how's everybody's night tonight? Let's get this thing going. Let me, shit. Y'all bear with me a second. I got to send a message here. Talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. Damn it. Hold on. I'm coming, y'all. Hang in. Look, if you're just coming in, make sure you hit that like on the way in. If you're sitting and browsing, hit it anyway. Hit that subscribe. Look, I have this Telegram group because my notifications for my lives haven't been getting out all right. even subscribers are not getting my subscribers aren't even getting my notifications for lives. It's gotten to a point where it's like people can't even comment on my videos, because one of the things I ask for channel growth and for recognition in the algorithm is for people to go into my lives after they're posted as video in the archive and leave a comment in the comment section. It helps. You know, like, subscribes, notifications, comments, super chats, stuff like that would really make the difference in the algorithm. And I've had multiple people tell me that they can't comment on my videos, nothing. I'm trying to get this computer and my phone so I can look. I can actually, if I'm on a computer, I can jump in the chat. But anyway, so I created a Telegram group so you could get the live notifications through Telegram every day. And when I go live, I'll paste the link, copy and paste the link into the Telegram, and then you get the notification. YouTube is not making it a priority to notify even my subscribers lately, let alone put me in a visible place to grow the channel. So anyway, yeah, I did a quick live last night before my clients because I knew I'd be home late. Then I had like 30 minutes to kill. So it was way earlier than I usually go. It's like 7:30 because I train my clients from 8 to 9, come home, eat, usually do something. I'm not getting on until 10:30. And I knew, yesterday was one of my very long days, and I didn't want to be up till 11:30, 12. So, and it was a live about boundaries, setting boundaries, and what that looks like, and what the function of boundaries is in a relationship. It was a good little live. We didn't go too far into it. We didn't get too deep into it. But I got to give a really basic surface level explanation as to why boundaries, when boundaries, and how important it is. Okay, you're taking the 1 week in June, the second week. I got you. Okay. Still good, man. Hold on a second, y'all. What's going on here? Hello. So anyway, anybody got any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. I don't really have a topic picked out today for exactly. I have something to discuss in specific. I got on tonight and thought I'd freestyle. Lately, these things used to come to me so easily. And I've just been kind of stuck with things to talk about lately, like even throughout the day. Usually at some point throughout the day because of a conversation or something I'm listening to or something I've noticed, something I've observed in public. It inspires me. Oh, I could be even thinking of, what's up, Kalani? I could even be thinking of something in my past that inspires me to bring it up later in the live so that it could help somebody else. As I've said many times before, I've had a very full and interesting life, full of experience, positive and negative. And it's, even the negative has turned into tools and lessons and immense change for me in my later years. See, I didn't have that strong masculine father figure in my life, in my home. I was raised by a very sheltered, dysfunctional single mom who decided to divorce and raise 3 kids on her own from the ages of 1 to 13 or 14, or 12 or 13. And it turned out to be more than she'd bargained for. She'd never had a job. She's never had to assume the responsibility of a household, let alone raise children in the mix of all that and dealing with a divorce and processing a divorce. So, as you can imagine, it was a pretty tumultuous childhood. And that's just the way it played out for me. That's just the hand I was dealt. So, no harm, no foul. I got you, moms. I know you did the best you could. Pops was kind of kept back. He wasn't doing great himself. But my mom gave him a really hard time about seeing the kids. And I saw some pretty messed up shit growing up as far as divorce and at home. Point being, I didn't have a strong father figure, especially not at home day in and day out. I had a mother who was very vulnerable, very soft, very unprepared for life, starting her life essentially where a normal 18-year-old would branch out and go on her own. She did this at 30-something, and she was not prepared. She did not have the tools to live, and take into account that she had 3 children to raise. So I couldn't imagine how difficult that must have been. And a lot of my years, I resented her for that. Because of her choices, there was a lot of suffering. And, you know, she spent a lot of time going inward, trying to tend to herself and fix herself. And, you know, and in part because she, you know, married my dad young at 19, had children. She was a stay-at-home mom, a housewife. So she pretty much missed her, you know, fun years. She didn't have a time where she was single for a long time and went and dated and went to clubs and took trips and did all that, which is actually sort of good. But she decided at 30-something with 3 kids, she needed to go explore and relive her youth. Therein lies the problem, right? And what happens is, you know, by default, as you can imagine, the kids get neglected. Nobody's supervising me. Nobody's watching me. And I certainly didn't know how to handle what was going on. All I knew, and they would keep a lot of stuff from me. Like, I grew up in a family where the kids are seen and not heard. And there's stuff you didn't need to know. There was a lot of stuff I was blind and dumb to, ignorant to. Like, I had no idea that marriage was on the rocks. I thought that's just the way people were married. It never dawned on me that they would be getting David Riviera. That's a great point. Well, you see that even more now in society, and I was actually going to lead up to that. So that's a great point. He said men will give up their happiness for a family, and women will give up their family for happiness. Couldn't be truer words spoken. And if you don't believe, you know, don't get butthurt about it. It's just facts. Look at society today. Look at the position we're in. And it's due in part, it's female nature, but it's also due in part to the system that set them up for this. If a woman's married and has a family and decides, well, I'm not happy anymore, all she's got to do is say, hey, I don't want to be married anymore. Get the fuck out of my house. Pay me child support and alimony. Am I wrong? No, family law is not in the favor of the father. So, you know, partly it's true in part because of the system and what it's set up to do. I don't even want to get into that whole theory. People call it a conspiracy theory. I say, prove me wrong. But we're not even going to get into that tonight. Bob, New Jersey. Good to see you, brother. So, you know, I grew up with a sister, an older sister who was crazy, my mom who was nuts. And I don't say that to disparage my mother. She'd gone through a lot, and now I know she made a choice as an adult to do some things that didn't work out in her favor, and as a result, it fell off on her children. And this is partly why I'm on these lives, and I have this brand to tell men, learn how to date, learn about relationships, learn your masculine core, because that's what makes all the difference in the family. That's the family structure is going to be centered around as strong as the man of the family is. And it's been proven through the years, psychologically, mentally, spiritually. It's a fact. It's been surveyed. It's been tested that when it's a strong man in the family, in the home, the family's healthier. The kids are healthier. They grow up more successful. The men grow up strong. The women grow up feminine, right? So this is why I genuinely pursue men to embrace your masculinity. And if you don't know it, get on my lives. They have plenty of information out there about it. Some of it's bullshit, so be careful where you're stepping. But what's up, UFO? But this is why it's so important. You look at what's happened to young men who were raised by single women the most time ever in history. And this country, this whole world is probably the most dysfunctional that it's ever been in, documented history. So let me get back to the story and we'll circle back to that, David, but great point. So, my mom was raised as a woman. Women and men live differently. Men and women get different results out of life depending on what they do. A woman can say, help me, and I feel like this. And usually men on authority or parents will, look, I'll help you, sweetie. I'll take care of it. Her friends are like, oh, girl, you okay? You doing good, queen? The guys will come, I'll help my lady, because guys are fucking do anything to get some snatch, including, bullshit women and white knight them. The nice guy syndrome, the full of shit guys that will do chores and favors into their drawers. Because they're not really nice guys. They're just desperate men. And they see a woman in need and they know, hey, if I'm nice enough to her, if I do this, if I tell her she's doing good, if I compliment her all the time and I make myself available all the time, she'll probably touch my pee-pee. And then when it doesn't go his way, he goes off the rails. Oh, you slut. I didn't want to talk to you anyway. That's nice guys. That's nice guy shit. But most men have a sense of duty and obligation to help women and children, especially in distress. That's the way we're built. That's our nature. So how does a woman get attention and help? By playing the damsel in distress, a little bit of the victim. And she gets attention. She gets what she needs. She gets to go and work and start crying and say, I'm having a hard time. And the boss will say, look, sweetie, take the day, go home. Don't worry about it. And we'll figure this out tomorrow. Go get some rest. I've seen it with my own two eyes because I've worked with women in oil and gas. Then all they had to do was scream like they had something wrong with their period or their kid needed to stay home or they're just too stressed out. I can't do this. All they got to do is start crying and they get their way. So I've looked at, and women do not know how to raise a man to be a man. Because what she does to get the results she needs, favorable results in life, is not going to work for how a man gets results. So, like the crying thing. If I were to go into work, when I worked with said women at the refinery, and I would have started crying and said, I need a day off, they'd have been looking at you, look at this fucking guy. Get out of here with that shit. Go do your job. Don't be a pussy. That's what you get told as a man. Dude, I don't care about the way you feel right now. You tired? Get some sleep when you get home. We need this shit done yesterday. I don't want to hear your excuses. Oh, your belly hurts. Get the fuck out of here. Get it done. And that's the way men handle things, right? And that's what's expected of us. So women, they may want to try, and they may think they can, but they cannot raise a man to show a man what it's like to be a man. And as a product of that, with single motherhood, single mother families, is evident to what's happened to men in society. And there's a stark difference in men who are raised in a single mom household. And look, I'm not saying there aren't exceptions. There's an exception to everything. Just like not every family with a mother and father in the home are fine, healthy families. But look at these statistics of mental health, failing in school, locked in prison, in mental health institutions, unemployable, on government benefits. It's an overwhelming percentage. It's like 80-something% of all these men in these categories are raised by single moms. Because you have a bunch of men out there trying to function and survive the way they were taught by a woman. And it's not going to work. You're not going to have success in life. You're going to be miserable because we're not wired like that. We're not supposed to get in our feelings. Where do you think all this impulsive violence comes from for being disrespected? No, all this disrespect. He disrespected me, so I got to shoot him in the face, right? That's men who have no emotional regulation, no emotional control. Prisons are full of them. Oh, you called me a name? You know, we're going to fight, and if I lose, you're dead. You're dead. You're going to sleep. What is that? Think about the impact this has had on society. Think about someone being called a name has so little emotional control and emotional regulation that would happen. So you take on, women and men are built different. Men are full of testosterone. We have aggression. We have drive. We have the need to compete. We have the need to accomplish. We have the need to solve. We have the need to grow and expand. And we're here to protect, overcome, adapt, and deal with pressure and stress and make things happen. Women aren't built like that. Oh, Mr. Know-It-All, I should have known. It hasn't been like that for hundreds of years. Anyway, I don't even want to get into it with this moron. If your name's Mr. Know-It-All, I probably don't even want to hear what you have to say. But thank you for dropping in. Hit that like if you're still here. It hasn't been like that for hundreds of years. That's ridiculous. That's the silliest shit I've ever heard. It's been like that for hundreds of years. Documented history that's bullshit. And there are men that play traditional male roles, traditional masculine roles in family and society and in life. So you take a man full with aggression, testosterone, competitiveness, and you take away all the things that men do to channel that stuff and use it as an outlet, which is work and be productive. Part of our aggression is not bad. Unregulated aggression is deadly. Channeled aggression is an absolute weapon. It's a life skill. It's a superpower. To be able to redirect and channel your aggression into things that are productive. We have that ability. But that's a learned skill from mimicking and copying a strong masculine man. Women channel shit differently. Women react on their emotions. They are led by their emotions. Listen to the way women speak. I feel this. I feel that. I feel like you're not listening. I feel like this today. I feel like this today. 10 minutes from now, I'm going to feel like this. And everything's feelings. So when you raise a man, when you raise a little boy who's mimicking his mother and the way she has these emotional outbursts and hormonal swings, and you tell a little boy full of aggression and testosterone, act like this, here's how you need to act when things don't go your way in life, what do you expect is going to happen? What is the expectation here? The man is the mountain. The man is the grounding rod of the family. He grounds, centers everyone. He's the calm. The woman is chaos. The man is calm. The sun and the moon, the yin and the yang. It's the polarity of the masculine and feminine, the chaos and the calm, that go so well together. It's a complementary relationship. It's not designed to be adversarial. And this is why you see a lot of marriages fall apart. This is why you see a lot of relationships fall apart. Because of the lack of polarity. Yeah, clown world, I say that. I'm not being a smart ass. I'm telling you, that's it. Listen to Carl Jung. Study Jungian psychology. We talked about that. And Schopenhauer, who breaks all that down. It even says it in the Bible. I'm not making this up. And it's not a dig. It's not. James 1 knows, beloved brothers, that everyone be quick to hear, slow, and speak slow to anger. Amen. Hey, baby. I like your shirt.
I do too.
What's up, Angela? Long time no see. How you doing? So anyhow, back to the original point. Just kind of got lost in the story. But being raised like that, so that's how I was raised. So that's how I was. I was very emotionally unregulated, unstable emotionally. I grew up in an emotionally unstable environment. Good, Angela. How are you? LaDonna's doing well. She just walked in. I don't know if you heard me tell her hi walking by. I'm doing amazing. Hunter's doing well. I saw him at the gym tonight. Everybody's doing well. So is Fancy. And I'm glad to hear you are doing well. Fancy! Come see. Right here, sweetie. You're running the wrong way. It's crazy. Come on. Oh, goodness. Here she is. Say hi, everybody. Hello. You want to say hi to Angela in Clown World? Hi. Hello. There she is. My sweetheart. Look, baby, you're on camera. You're on my show. You want to say something? You want to say hi to everybody? You got any words of advice for these people? Anybody got a question for Fancy? All right. So, yeah, she is getting big. Yeah, she's cute. She's the cutest dog in the world, hands down. Nobody can dispute that. And she needs a little haircut. She's been getting around a lot more, like outside. She gets dirty. You know, springtime's here. It's almost summer. They got stickers and all. She gets into all kind of mess. So, I'm DT. What's up, brother? Look, guys, I got 2 mods in here. Angela meet DT. DT meet Angela. Angela, DT was my first mod when I would do just Wednesdays before I started my 100 push-ups in 100 day live stream. My first mod, he's back on with us tonight. DT, this is Angela, who took over this live stream and who's helped me tremendously take off. She needs to come back like she used to every day. Get this channel going again. But anyway, y'all, I have 2 mods in here. I'm gonna hold this chat here to be able to get through my explanation without peeking at the chat, because I'll get very distracted easily. I have a tendency to want to look and read and see what's popping up. Then I have the tendency to answer the question and then I get off track. Just the way it is. So I paused the chat for a minute. Hold on a second. Let's see. Pedro says, no talking about you. Just sad. Many men use their masculinity to be histrionic, narcissistic, or self-absorbed. Not many men do that at all. That's a very, very, very minute percentage of men who do that, as a matter of fact. So, Get your shit straight before you start making some hellacious ass comments like that. That's outlandish and untrue. So, oh wait, look, DT says relationships. She's not yours, it's just your turn. Why are there some truths in this saying involving hypergamy, complacency, and newness infatuation periods? Good question. I don't know if I'm able to get to that, DT. I'm kind of right in the middle of something. I guess let's take a jog at it. Come on. Let's see. She's not yours, it's just your turn. If y'all not familiar with that saying that she's not yours, it's just your turn, meaning that she's dating you now, but you will or can be replaced based on certain criteria in the relationship. And there's a lot of truth to that. But I think men take this whole red pill stuff, which a lot of it's useful, but it's taken out of context. And you know, people say hypergamy. On the surface, it means like women choose up. Women date up, women marry up. Like I'll give you an example. Tiger Woods, a millionaire golfer, you know, world famous golfer, you know, had an affair with a waitress, right? Or, you know, a guy who's a millionaire will meet a cashier girl or a waitress, take her in as his wife and change her life. Invest in her, invest his time in her, his money into her, bring her in, support her, support her, and change her entire life. You will not see a millionaire woman go date a male cashier and take him in and change his life. That's kind of what that looks like, right? That's a very, very surface explanation of that. But it's just a little representation of to what I'm talking about. But, and, you know, hypergamy just on the surface is women marry up, right? Which is true. And because rejection works different for men and women. Men get rejected up front. Women get rejected later, down the line a little bit. And I'll give you, for instance, you'll see a guy who's, you know, handsome and, you know, they have this okay looking girl, but she really likes him. She kind of shows a little bit of attention. And this guy who's, you know, you could say like out of your league, just for a better understanding, out of her league, very attractive, successful man, like a pro athlete, and these Instagram girls, they go in their DMs, some average ass girl, he'll have sex with her, right? He may have sex with her a few times, but he's not going to wife her up. He's not going to be in a relationship with her. And then, so men use the relationship to men use a relationship to secure sex. Women use sex to secure relationships. That's a very basic explanation. I know there's more nuance and there's more to it than that. There's a lot more components and moving parts that go into a relationship than just that. And the whole dynamic, intersexual dynamics between men and women. And in its basic form, it's true. And that's definitely a truth. So the guy, she thinks, oh, he'll have sex with me. He must really like me, because that's how women think. They're not going to have sex with a guy that's beneath them. Men get rejected right on the spot. The guy walks up. She's out of his league. She's like, back it up. Like, get out of here. Like, no, don't even, not interested. Right there. So men get rejected up front. Women get rejected on the back end, you know, after the fact. So that's just a little bit more, yeah, Darren, I get that. You do see, like I said, there's an exception. And the guy might not be the best looking, but women don't find guys attractive just based on looks. You can have a guy who's confident, who has, you know, connections, like status, could have money. He could be very confident and secure in himself, handle himself well, have opportunities, know people, and have all these things that equal to a strong, attractive provider. And she may be dating that guy, but that doesn't mean that she views him as her sexual best. So this is why I say never judge a book by its cover. But don't assume that he doesn't have a sexual best. You never know. Because there's other things besides just looks that women find super attractive and sexually attractive about men than just the way they look. But anyway, so hypergamy at its on the surface is women marry up. So the not your it's just she's not yours, it's just your turn comes from as if you grow, she's growing and evolving and you're falling behind and she pulls away from you, then it's going to be the next guy who's doing better than you's turn. That's an immature, insecure way to go about thinking that's how that works. It's not that black and white. It's not that black and white. There are other things that contribute to that. But look, if you met her and you're a certain way, right? Say you're in shape, you're ambitious, you make money, at least you're trying, you show great potential, and you handle yourself well, you handle her well, she feels safe with you. Because let me tell you something, if you date an attractive woman, and these days, she don't even have to be that attractive. She's getting attention from other men. Her DMs are getting blown up. She's getting whistled at. Like, I have a hot girlfriend. I know she gets flirted with. Like, there's nothing I'll be able to do about that. It's not men's job. Well, I mean, it's men's job to not be so fucking thirsty as the way they are in society nowadays. But it's not their job not to be attracted to women. It's your woman's job to let her know, I'm not available immediately. So it's childish to think just that if she meets somebody who's doing better than you, she's going to leave you. So she's not yours, it's just your turn. Now, if she meets you and you are, you do carry yourself in an attractive, masculine way, and then over time, you stop displaying those characteristics, like you fall out of shape, you lay on your ass all the time, you agree with everything she says, you let her walk all over you, you have no respect for yourself, you don't do anything exciting, you have nothing interesting to say. Yeah, she's gonna get bored with that. What do you think's gonna happen? Yes. Because if there's one thing women need is excitement. Women need to be emotionally hit. It's like drugs. They need it. You can do anything you want to that woman, just don't bore her. And then yes, so there's going to be some other guy who, and they have men who are kind of predatory and seek women who are lacking what they need at home, lacking emotionally. There's certain characteristics that women get off that tell people she's not satisfied or happy in her relationship or her marriage. Some men who are tuned into that, and they'll give her the excitement she needs. So yeah, then it might just be the end of your turn. That's why it's so important to understand female nature. It's important to understand attraction, human behavior, female nature, masculinity, femininity, the polarity. This is what I impress on all men in this channel. This is the whole thing I'm driving and where that comes from. Look at this fucking weirdo. DT, Angela, y'all don't see this fucking bum? Yeah, Lauren Sullivan. It's really that simple. Just be kind and she'll fall into your arms and melt and do anything you want. That's bullshit. That's a very simple, lazy way to look at that. Rockadoodle, what's up, brother? So anyhow, this is why it's so important to understand what I teach on this channel and the things go over. And if you don't think, let me get this out of here. So, this is why it's so important that you understand masculinity and what it means at its core for you and your relationships, how women respond to that. Where are you lacking displaying these characteristics? What's blocking you from uncovering and living your full masculine potential? This is what this channel is all, this is what my brand is centered around. And if you don't think that dating is a skill that you need to know to be a fully successful, fully integrated man, you don't belong here. If you don't understand how to navigate relationships, dude, you can be 6'2", 200 pounds, 10% body fat, make $2 million a year, have a house in the hills and a house on the beach and, all these amazing things and the cars and the connections and the VIP sections at the best restaurants in town. If you don't know how to manage a relationship, you're not going to go far, because you will get yourself into a relationship. The most important decision you're going to make is, as a man, is the woman you choose to mother your children, or a woman you choose to enter into marriage with. That can either make or destroy your life. And if you go thinking dating with this silly ass shit Lauren Sullivan puts in there, just be kind. If you think that's the recipe for success, you're going to learn the hard way. That's not what women respond to. I'm not saying don't be kind. I mean, I am. I always lead with kindness and respect until I'm uncovering that you don't deserve that. But I don't really do much after that. I'll just withdraw my attention and you're done. If I can't be around you and be kind to you and respectful, and that being taken for granted or seen as a weakness, I can't be around you. That goes for men, women, anywhere. So, but relationship is a life skill. Relationships are a life skill. Learning a woman's true nature, learning your own true nature as a man. What do women respond to? Not what they tell you what they want. Like, be kind. That's a woman answer. What do they actually respond to? Positively. And naturally, women respond to masculine men. Femininity responds to masculinity. You see how that works? How simple that is? And it's things that need to be learned that are programmed in men, especially these days in society, that have lost touch with what being a masculine man looks like. It's all backwards. I go around every day, I see women driving guys around in the car, driving the men in the passenger seat. Then they got that's just one small example. But no, Darren, I did not read your message. I must have got past. I told you I was not going to be reading the chat, that I was holding it for a minute. Pedro says, do not take his advice. He is not even respectful. No, you're just soft. Don't know how to respect people. Another Philistine trying to educate people. Well, you can go tell that to the dozens of men that I've changed their lives dramatically for the better, that I'm not helpful, because you get your little bitch feelings hurt. So, there you go. And how's that for respectful? Go take your whiny ass on somebody else's chat. Golly. See what I mean by soft ass men today? He's not respecting me. Don't listen to this guy. He don't know what he's talking about. Yet, I have a very successful and awesome relationship. Very successful life, many different endeavors, but no, I don't know what I'm talking about. I didn't live a difficult, fucking tumultuous life and completely turned my life around. But what do I know? I've only helped dozens upon dozens of men change their lives. Men I still get the privilege to talk to today. But what do I know? I'm sure Pedro has all the answers. All right, DT, I'm about to go off. I can't answer this one. We're about to cut it loose, but I'll read it. It says there's a big agenda being pushed on masculinity for men to be in their feminine example. Hey, leave my girlfriend alone or I'll cry. What can a young man do to not be indoctrinated by this nonsense? Tune into my live streams. And what you could really do is look at, you look at the people giving advice, right? Would you really take advice from somebody or direction from somebody who you don't want what they have, or you don't want to live like they live, or you don't want to think like they think? People just automatically think they have the right idea, even though they don't get the results. They somehow have it right. And yeah, the agenda to push men being more feminine is to gain control of the population. You take control away from the men, all you have is weak men. What's going to stop people from doing shit that they want to do? Who's going to stop them? Rockadoodle, beautiful. Says, a virtuous wife is like a crown to her husband. A disgraceful wife is like a decay in his bones. And remember, I'm not letting men off the hook here. You have a role in that. You have a part in that. The system, society has been lying to you. Hollywood, Disney, songs, they're lying. It's not the winning formula. That's not what's going to allow you to have success in a marriage and with women. And in life, period. I'm not streaming on multiple channels. Rockadoodle isn't muted. I'm reading his message right now. He's not muted. But look, we're not going to be able to get into that tonight, DT. That's a long one. Great topic, though. Great question, as always. I'm looking right at it, Clown World. I have my computer pulled up here so I can engage in the chat in case I need to. Great question as usual, DT, and I'd love to address it. We don't have time right now. We're about to wrap, but I want to thank everybody for coming in. Turned out to be a really good live stream. I'm glad everybody came. Angela, great to see you, sweetie. I hope you're still on here to tell me bye. And Pedro, he can go fuck right off into the sunset. All like, yeah. Keep that in the notes, brother. We got to get that. Everybody, join the Telegram group. My notifications haven't been getting out, even if you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. The Telegram group link is in the chat. It's really fucking simple. Click on the link and click join. Then you're a part of the group. Then you get the lives every night. And also remember there's a memberships available for the channel now. First link in the description. Join the Proud Masculine channel. Become a member. Not only does it help the channel tremendously, I'm going to start doing members only stuff, but I need to get up enough people to do it to make it worth the while. And also, by this weekend, I'll have the winner of the free giveaway of a one-on-one consultation picked. And I'll announce that before this weekend. Bob, New Jersey with the 5-piece. Thank you, brother. Everybody, some W's in the chat for Bob with the big 5-piece before we wrap all the way. Appreciate the donation, man. Always. Thank you. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap it. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Hit that like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. See you on the next one.